Basketball.
It's time to strap in and get ready. The Insight NBA team is in the arena, bringing you the ultimate play-by-play on who's hot and who's not to help you win your leagues and dominate your mates. You're now hooping with your hosts, Matty G, Skitty, and Mally for the Insight NBA show.
Hello and welcome to the Inside Fantasy Sports NBA show. And I am your host tonight, Skitty IFS, where you can find me on X and all that good bullshit. And tonight I'm joined with the main man, the OG himself, Super Coach Matrix. Matty, how are you, my boy?
Mate, for you American listeners out there, I just did the most Australian thing. I just sat out there while the sun was coming down and cooked a barbecue.
Oh, wow. Any shrimp for American viewers?
No, I didn't throw any shrimp on the barbie. Did a little butterflied lamb today.
Shit, I'll tell you, all these Americans think that all we do is put shrimp on the barbie. Mate, that's the furthest from the truth. It's mainly snags, burgers, and meat, and steak.
Yeah, we love steak.
Bloody hell, we know. Everyone, thank you very much for tuning in to the breakdown where we will go over the injuries for the week, the schedule for the week ahead, back-to-backs, the best schedule, who you need to be picking up, who we like, and we can even have a little crack over who's been the best players of the last week, Matty. So it's been a big week in basketball. What have you seen? What have you liked? Ja Morant, the Grizzlies had a little bit of a snafu, but after a beautiful triple-double the other game for you, must have been loving that.
Yeah. I think the Grizzlies are in pretty good stead. Little bit of a setback with Bane being out for a week or so, but look, Jaren Jackson Jr. is looking really good. I think Aldama's good when he gets his Jackson looking really good.
Jaren Jackson.
Sandy Aldama looks great when he's getting minutes. I'm intrigued to see how they work Brandon Clark back in, and Jay Huff. It's just his world. Have we come up with a nickname for him? Because Hufflepuff has to be on the list.
Yeah, Huff and Puff, Hufflepuff. Yeah, whatever you want, we can puff give. That's all fine with me. Even Scottie Pippen Jr. He's been absolutely unbelievable with how many assists he's been able to generate. But I think at the moment, Matty, we should probably. What do you reckon? We start off with a bit of probably a bit of injury news. I would say to start off with. Done. Yeah, so we got a couple of injury ones here, and I'm going to reel off some names. And if there's anyone that kind of sticks out to you and that you can think of anyone that will fill minutes or have better, more of a role to be able to do with these guys out, then just shout him out to me because Lonzo Ball, he looks like he'll probably be back next week. Probably even tomorrow, in all honesty. Wouldn't be worrying about that. That's now a wrist injury, apparently, instead of his knee. Paolo Banchero is probably the main one there in Orlando. Who do you like to get a bit more usage for Paolo?
Look, honestly, I still like the guards in Orlando there. Like, Franz might get a bit of a bump. Oh, yeah. Mo Wagner started after he come in.
Wendell.
Probably didn't do a lot with his minutes, but if you find him on waivers and you need a guy, look, he is somebody that you could target. Cole Anthony's been throwing up an absolute stinker. So I just like everything that Suggs has been doing basically all year. I think Anthony Black has just jumped over Cole Anthony on the in the pecking order. But, yeah, they do just seem to be going with a few more guards out there. And Mo Wagner, look, Franz Wagner is probably the biggest beneficiary, but you're not going to find him on waiver wires or anything like that. Maybe a trade target, get a really good 6 weeks out of him and then move him on. But Mo Wagner's probably the guy that I like.
Yeah, he was with it. That was because of Wendell Carter was a late scratch as well in that game. So just be wary of that. It's not like Mo's going to be able to get the main game time every single time. And also the big fella, Goga Bitadze, was also out. So obviously made it very, very hard. I think you're right, though. Anthony Black is definitely one. His assists that he's generating is really, really nice. Desi Bain in Memphis. He should be back next week with his oblique injury. And I mean, shit, they have so many outs, it's hard to tell who's going to be the main beneficiary. It was Wells today. So, and then before it's been Scottie Pippen Jr. You can really have your crack at whoever the hell you wanted there on Memphis. There's still a high-paced offense when Ja Morant's out there, which is a good one to see. Jaylen Brown was out for the Celtics. He'll be back soon enough. He just had a hip injury. Apparently, he's been playing with it for a while, so I wouldn't be too worried there. Steph Curry, he's a big one, Matty. We could be seeing him as early as Monday against the Wizards.
I don't know if you got a chance to look at this one today, but of course, Steph out and somebody else is out. They've moved Kuminga to the bench, and
Melton.
Andrew Wiggins, after getting a couple, did not play. Absolutely playing no minutes at all. Played 31 minutes for 15 points today. Probably going to be pretty popular on waivers and picking him up because Moody, the popular pickup that we probably spoke about last week, only played the 17 minutes. So it could be Wiggins' season. Just worth just getting him in for that last pick, just in case his role accelerates to what it used to be. Because Trace Jackson-Davis isn't the guy that we hoped he was. So.
Yep, couldn't agree more there, mate. And then we move over to Atlanta. We got Dyson Daniels, who should be back on Monday, which is very, very good signs for Dyson Daniels owners because I'm sure that they need his 18 steals that he's getting a game. And then Philadelphia. Matty, it looks like we could be rolling them out. It could be as very, very much soon as next week where Paul George and Joel Embiid could be rolled out for the Philadelphia 76ers because they
if he doesn't get suspended. Did you hear he punched a reporter today?
No. He didn't punch. That was very, very made aware of. He pushed. Very different
with
things.
His fist in the face. But yeah, they need him. It's great to see Tyrese Maxey do some things. I expect Kyle Lowry to play some less minutes there, but yeah, they definitely just need him, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We move on to Indiana and another season.
They definitely need those guys.
Bloody oath, mate. Another season-ending injury for an Indiana Pacers big man where Isaiah Jackson goes down with an Achilles. Oh, my God. The hell has happened here? Shit. And then we go to Indiana, Matty, and another Indiana big man. Oh, I hate to say it, after James Wiseman's gone down for the year, now Isaiah Jackson goes down with an Achilles injury, and he was looking really good. So, unfortunate there. Hopefully that he comes back next year bigger and better than ever. Kuzma's a groin in Washington. We haven't seen him for a couple of days. Hopefully he comes back. Should be next week as well. Levert was out today with a knee management. He'll be back for the next one. Then the other big one, Matty, Larry Markkinen in Utah. Now, he was out today. We may see him on Monday, but we may also not, as this is a back injury. Who can you see in Utah if Markkinen can't get up to play?
Honestly, man, I expected the minutes to all go John Collins' way, but it hasn't really been all of that. Bryce Sensabaugh has been getting a bit of an uptick, but yeah, they're just kind of doing it by committee, just tiny little bumps around. Look, John Collins should probably be added in 10 and 12 team formats.
Yep, I can definitely 100% agree with you there, mate. And the last one we're going to cover, two more actually. Jamal Murray, concussion. He'll be out for a couple more games, so don't expect him back this week yet. And then Emmanuel Quickly with his pelvis injury. He could be back very, very soon, Matty. And that means that we're pissing off Davion Mitchell, even though the beautiful amount of steals today from the big fella that I absolutely loved from off night. But yeah, Quickly could be back. That means see you later to Davion Mitchell. Anyone else that you really like in there, Matty?
No, not really.
Beautiful.
Yeah, let's move on.
Love that, mate. Then let's get stuck into the schedule that we got coming up for this week. And shout out to you Yanks over there where you've got your damn voting day because we've got a 0 on Tuesday, which absolutely sucks. But that's also for our Melbourne Cup day. So thank you very much. I mean, yeah. Oh. No, No. The Monday, 15 games is our Melbourne Cup day here in Australia. Thank you
it's gonna
very
be a
much for
big
that.
day. Are you going to
Woo!
work?
Oh hell no. We don't work on Melbourne Cup day. That's a day off.
Yeah, good.
You bloody beauty.
I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, so we go Monday, we got the 15 games, you beauty. Tuesday, we got nothing. Wednesday, we got 12. Thursday, we got 3. Friday, we got 13. Saturday, 4. And Sunday, 11. So when we look at the schedule, we're going to look at the back-to-backs and where the teams play the 4 games and the 3 games. But we look at the best schedule real quickly, Matrix. And the Bulls, Bucks, Wolves, Blazers, Spurs, and Jazz have all got at least 1 or 2 games on those low volume Thursday and Saturday games, where the Chicago Bulls and the Spurs and the Jazz play on both of those low volume days, Matty. It's a nice one to be able to think forward to and just go, okay, let me just circle in a Jazz, Spurs, or Bulls player to be my main attack there, because on those low volumes, oh yeah, they're the ones we want to attack.
Yeah, and there's a few guys. Who are you targeting on those? I saw a couple of the names, and I've got some guys circled. Who are you looking
righto.
at?
My one, I think you hit the nail on the head first and foremost, is John Collins. If anyone has dropped either Sexton or George in Utah, I'd be going for both of those guys. Spurs, if Sohan, for the love of God, if Sohan is still on a waiver wire, you pick him up immediately, especially for this week. That is the one that we want. Clippers, Houston, Portland, Utah. That is a beautiful schedule there for Jeremy Sohan. And then the Bulls, that's a bit more of a tougher one. Sticks is injured still. Desuma, I don't trust. I don't trust him. Yeah, he's just not generating enough. Unless Ball was out. Ball will probably miss either the Wednesday or the Thursday game on the back-to-back. But still, it's not getting me super excited. He's not getting enough of the ball out there when they've got either Levine, White, or Giddey in every single lineup. How about yourself, mate?
Mate, there was a couple other teams up there. There was the Bucks. I don't mind Torian Prince at the moment because we've got Chris Middleton out, and he's been able to play a few minutes. Actually got Dante DiVincenzo off waivers as well.
You're kidding.
Look, yeah, the big dog's been struggling, and somebody has pressed that little rage quit button. Could be an excellent buy low opportunity because I don't think that we'll see him struggle as much as we saw him struggle through that probably 3-game stretch again for a little while. He's just fitting in. So he's a guy that I really like. And mate, with the Trailblazers, look, Scoot Henderson's been one that's been dropped. I do expect him to work his way back into whether it's a starting spot or not. I do expect him to just play more minutes and just be a little bit better. But that Tumani Kamara has been somebody that's been targeted. Denny Avdia is poo. So there's that.
But I think you hit the nail on the head. I love what Kamara has been able to produce. It's one of these guys, like you see Ryan Dunn in Phoenix, who we've seen as just a defender. And then Ryan Dunn and Kamara have now shown a bit of offensive. Well, they don't have to do much, but at least they're not hurting us. So that's a plus. Let's go on to our 4-team weeks. And there's a nice little shout out to our man, Don Mitchell, who hit the game winner today against the Bucks. You bloody beauty, 7-0 for the Cavs. We have Atlanta, Boston, Charlotte, Chicago, Cleveland, Dallas, Denver. Screw it, that's too much. Every team, aside from the Nets, Pelicans, Jazz, and Wizards, have 4 games this week, while the Nets, Pelicans, Jazz, and Wizards all have 3. I'll bring that one back up there just quickly for you so you can all see who has the 4-week schedule, and then everyone besides these guys. So they have the 3 weeks there. So when we're looking at, and the hard thing about this week, especially, Matty, and when we're talking about the Brooklyn Nets, they only have the Cavs on the Saturday, where it's a low volume day where they can take advantage of that. The Pelicans don't have any, so there's going to be no waiver wire pickups there for the Pelicans. And then the Jazz have 2, which is okay, while the Wizards have 1 on the Sunday. So not really going to be targeting any of those teams this week, I would say.
No, and I've found a little
Besides
bit
Jazz.
of gold. I've found a little bit of gold in Brooklyn and a bit of success recently, but this just isn't a week for streaming these guys. And these were always just, you see a guy out for a game, you take the next man up mentality because they just seem to have a lot of players that are the same people.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I picked up Zaire Williams, and he's been doing some absolute work for me on the steals front. About 16 points a game, which has been nice. Dorian Finney-Smith's been unreal. But yeah, as you said, mate, they all have obviously the Monday game, and then they don't play until later in the week. Brooklyn as well is a back-to-back, so I guess Ben Simmons will not play against Cleveland on the Saturday. You as being a back-to-back, so you could have another crack there, one of those guys of Williams or Dodo or something like that. But yeah, Pelicans is a no-no. That is a poo schedule for the week, and so no streaming opportunities there. And Jazz, as we said, is good and after Wednesday, so you'll look at a guy to pick up there for those two low-volume days. Wizards, you get the later game. But still, yeah, not great. So not really looking much into that there. Matty, we go to the back-to-backs, big shag bags. And so to start off with, Sunday, Monday, so that is tomorrow. It'll be, what, tomorrow or today, whenever this comes out, and then the next day. Hawks, Nets, Mavs, Pistons, Pelicans, and Magic. Do you like anyone there for your end-of-week, start-of-week pickups?
Yeah, I don't mind David Roddy when it comes to the Hawks.
Okay.
Yeah,
what about if Dyson Daniels comes back though? Then
yeah, if Dyson Daniels comes back, you're getting 20 minutes a night for David Roddy, which is okay, I think, when it comes to streaming opportunities. So regardless, I still think that he's got this bump because he's been good. So even when Dyson Daniels comes back, I think David Roddy will get a little bit of a burn. Just
it's
bring
him
it
or
back
Ricochet.
up.
So
Yeah.
it's him or Ricochet where they kind of, they're splitting the minutes.
As we said, staying away from the Nets. Don't know too much about the Pistons at the moment. You can always stream in Tim Hardaway Jr., flip a coin. You might get 25
Beasley.
points. You might get 3. Yeah, same with Beasley. One of those are going to hit.
Yeah.
Like they're just the same guys, and whoever's hotter is going to play the most amount of minutes, correct?
Yep, correct. Absolutely on the money, mate. That you bang on, and we have to remember as well. Yes, it's maybe a back-to-back, but remember this has got every single team playing. There's no way that your streaming spot for this back-to-back is going to mean shit. So Matty's hit it on the head. Do not worry about it too much unless you're really, really confident or you have a piss load of injuries. So they're the only two options where you pick someone up there. Shout out to Jalen Suggs, who's the guy that I've put on that little piece right there. And he is currently the 4th.
He's a gem.
Oh, he was the 4th ranked player in NBA fantasy last week. So hell yeah on your Suggsy. Love that from him. We go on to the next one here, Matrix. The back-to-backs where Tuesday, Wednesday is obviously none. And then the Wednesday, Thursday, we got the Bulls and the Spurs. Bulls being led by the current, he was 7th ranked last week in NBA fantasy, and that's Nikola Vucevic. 7th in the week is not bad for Big Vuce there. So who do you like anyone for Bulls, Spurs, back-to-back for that Wednesday, Thursday?
I think you could probably add that Julian Champagne. Champagne. I think he's been really good, and on a week like this, it's fine to have him. But honestly, the Spurs, I don't really know what they're doing with their life. I struggle with the Spurs a little bit. They're sort of stuck between like just playing all the young guys all the time and maybe tanking a little bit, or like they get in blokes like Chris Paul to like push for the playoffs. As you said earlier, Jeremy Sohan should be added in all leagues, but yeah, I don't even like Harry Barnes is just running cardio out there. So,
but then a guy that normally runs cardio in Keldon Johnson decided to drop 25 today. So it's like, what the hell do we need to know? And then Chris Paul goes for 15 and 13 or something, like turn them back big time. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Champagne's all right, but yeah, I reckon if it's anyone, it is 100% this man in Jeremy Bloody so hard. So if he is available to be picked up, you pick him up. And then on our last set of back-to-backs, which are the Thursday, Friday, we have Bucks, Wolves, Blazers. Dame gets on here because of his 41 performance against the Cavs, even though he couldn't shoot fucking free throws to save his life. It cost me a damn category, but whatever. Bucks, Wolves, Blazers. Friday, we got the Hawks, Nets, Cavs, and Clippers. So these are the guys where we're looking at the end of the week, Matrix, to go, okay, where can we get our last little bit of bread and butter? Where is there any players from those kind of teams where you sit there and go, okay, this is someone that I will be looking at the end of the week, especially for that Saturday 4 games, Sunday 11. So that's probably the only time this week where you're genuinely going to have roster spots open for both days.
Mate, we just talked about cardio. So Terrence Mann has been running. I went for a run yesterday. Can I add? But
you know what I love about Terrence Mann is that he was like the starting small forward, and he just did cardio for the first 2 games, and then they've just gone. Ty Lue's gone. You know what? I've had enough of your cardio. I'm going to cut your minutes because he's done nothing.
Do you know who has been? You know who has been taking advantage of his minutes?
Who's
Kevin
that?
Porter Jr. And we've started to see a bit of an increase. Played 13, played 15, 17, 15, 17. Worked his way up to 19 in the last one. If he can work his way up to that 25 minutes per game, and I always maybe thought that this was going to happen. Like, it's a bad look getting a bloke like this in, however talented he is. So they start him off low, start him off slow, but we've started to see a slow increase. And 14 points, 5 rebounds, 10.6 rebounds. He's averaged 0.8 steals. He's had multiple games of multiple steals per game. Is a turnover machine, but
who cares?
I wonder if you've got a deeper league that has a lot, like if it goes 200 players deep, just get Kevin Porter Jr. I think that he will be not must own, but I think that he'll be top 140 throughout the season. So
I'm telling you this right now. I hate the prick with an absolute passion, but I am in a 14-team league, and I have got Kevin Porter Jr. sitting there for me because if James Harden goes down, we know what Kevin Porter Jr. can do. He loves to put up numbers when no one gives a shit about him. So
tell me he's not better than Chris Dunn and some of these other blokes have been.
I will 100%. I will 100% tell you that Kevin Porter Jr. is not better than Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn is so much better than Kevin Porter Jr. and it is not close at scoring.
I'm not asking you to have a beer.
No. I mean, at scoring, Kevin Porter Jr. all the way. Everything else, Chris Dunn, hands down, easily. That's me personally. I love a bit of defense. For the other guys, we've already touched on as well from the Bucks. It's Taurean Prince, even though it's not sexy, it's something. Gary Trent Jr. was awful today, but that's the way it goes. Wolves, if Dante DiVincenzo is there, as Matrix said, you jump on his ass immediately. Naz Reid as well. Jaden McDaniels for that particular back-to-back you could have a crack at. Blazers, Tamani Kamara. Yes, I like that. Hawks, can be Roddy, can be Ricochet. They're probably the only 2 guys there. Nets is going to be Ben Simmons out, so maybe Zaire Williams. Cavs depends if Karis LeVert continues to be rested. I would assume he would be back. If not, you grab him for that back-to-back. Clippers, as Matrix said, done if you need defensive stats. Kevin Porter Jr. if you need scoring and assists. That's pretty much how that kind of goes there. Matrix, we're going to quickly just go into who is the most added and dropped guys that have been going off for the last couple. And I want you to tell me if it's a good idea or not, because the first one I think is absolute dog shit, and it's Garrison Matthews.
He's bad. Don't get him.
I'll tell you what.
Sorry for audio listeners. That was terrible audio. I was doing a thumbs up, thumbs down. Big reveal. I tell you what, I'll just drink my hard solo.
I'm telling you right now, if people are genuinely like, shit, I need to get Garrison Matthews for this Atlanta Hawks. Have they got the back-to-back? They do have the back-to-back. They desperately must need threes this week because that's the only fucking thing he's going to be able to do. Jose Alvarado is a ripper. I love that because of how many injuries are in New Orleans. Mo Wagner was a good one with Bedardze and Carter out. Roddy, as you said, he's up a shitload. Tari Eason after an absolute massive game today. Did you see Tari Eason's game?
I did see his game today,
Holy
and we
shit.
know that this is something that Tari can do, and hopefully this helps earn coach's trust. But we've seen this on occasion. Like, he's a firecracker. He's good at basketball, but they just keep playing blokes like Dylan Brooks and stuff instead. So I don't know if this is a long-term ad. It's just in case.
Well, Ime Udoka has shown that he doesn't give a shit about playing Alperen Şengün, who's pretty much one of their best players. So anything's up in the air at the moment. Yeah, you just grab Tari and see where it goes. Black's up 13, so he's been really, really nice since Paolo went down. Yves Messi is now the starter in New Orleans. Dan Tice has been pushed out, so he's definitely a pickup. And some people are picking up Tristan da Silva. I mean, it's going to be a rough, bumpy ride, I reckon. But you could definitely have a crack at that as well, there, Matrix. And yeah, I reckon that's pretty much about it for the transaction ones. Last ones I want to bring up though is the top 12 guys. So the first round guys from the last week of NBA fantasy basketball. Always because I just think it's a little bit of fun, and there's some funny fucking names in here. So
cool.
Let's have a gander. Nikola Jokic is number one. Fair enough. He took the piss.
It's a weird name. You're right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he only had a casual, 30, 17, and 18 or something like that in that overtime win against the Nets. Just outrageous. Devin Booker, number 2, which I thought was a little bit strange. Good game today as well, near triple-double. So good for Book. Scotty Barnes, but he's injured, so he's only going off of the one game where he had 21, 12, and 9 with 5 steals. Obviously a good game.
A buy low opportunity. Maybe people are frustrated that he's not there. Get your trades for Scotty Barnes. I think that he was an absolute ripper. I took him in the second round in a couple leagues. Yeah. I am currently going bad in those leagues. That's to be expected. But I think Scotty Barnes will bring me home. So
yeah. I mean, hey, look, the amount of stuff that he's able to do, yeah, bingo. I mean, he's going to be good on that. He would be number one as well if he hit his free throws. Suggsy, after a big game against the Cavs, he's 4th. Karl Anthony Towns, after a massive one as well, where he got 44, he's 5th. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 6th. Nikola Vucevic, the big fella, is at 7, Matrix.
Yep. I mean, he did play against Brooklyn in this last week,
yes,
which
I know.
Like, that don't have centers. So, as I know you're a punter too, I went and loaded up on Vooch for that game because I just had a look and I was like, well, Brooklyn don't have any centers. Let the man cook. And he has. Don't expect him to be this high all year. He's probably a 40 to 50 guy.
Oh, yeah. Big time, 100%. I also had one of my boys message me and said, Skitty, you've guaranteed that Nikola Vucevic will get a double-double this game. And he had 4 rebounds at halftime. He had 11 by the start of the 4th. So it's all good. We got there at the end. It's all sweet. Speaking of Nets, Dennis Schroeder is currently he was the 8th ranked player last week in fantasy basketball. Kyrie 9th, Anthony Davis 10th, Victor Wembanyama was 11th, and that just shows how bad he was in the other games because he had a game where he literally had a 5x5 and he still couldn't crack top 10, and Chet Holmgren was 12th. So pretty good week for the big bastards this week. A lot of centers in there, which is good. And speaking of another good week being accompanied by you, Matty, it's always a pleasure. I very much appreciate that. As we always say here, I think as G always says, it's got to be under 30 minutes. So we've done that, which is good. By the way, everyone, G Wiz will be back a couple of days. I think he's just next having week? A little bit of next. No, I think he'll be back on Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. So he'll be back for one of the shows. As we always do, we've got to thank the old day ones that you're drinking out of right now. That is the Standard Squeeze. You use promo code IFS15. You can get one of these beautiful 4-in-1s that I've always been drinking out of.
follow the NFL Maverick on Twitter.
Yeah, damn
and,
straight.
And get yourself some of this gear. They don't all come in pink. I'm just a bit of a flamboyant lad, but realistically, get yourself some of this gear. He's going to be doing it every week to work his way up. Get himself some extra followers. Of course, getting people. NFL is our newest podcast. So just getting followers in there. It's great. Get on there and have a listen.
Yes.
But honestly, just get some free gear. I think there looked like there was 25 guys on there. So that's a 1 in 25 chance of winning like $50 Australian worth of shit. Honestly, just follow him. Follow Insight Fantasy Sports. We've got competitions going all the time and win free shit.
100%. We do it. NBA, AFL, NBL, NBL, BBL, NFL, FFL.
BBC.
Yep, that works too. We love that. That's our favorite. But I am Skinny IFS, where you can find me on Twitter and all that stuff. You are SC Matrix, where you can find him on Twitter and does all the good bullshit. You can see this gorgeous head that is right there on the NBL show as well with Hammer. Very much appreciate you jumping in, mate. We'll see you in the next one.